South African National Taxi Council has renewed its call for road safety, warning that return travel period remains one of the most dangerous times on South Africa's roads. Holidaymakers return to Gauteng and other economic hubs following the festive season break. Santaco National spokesperson Rebecca Phala joins me now live. Ms. Phala, thank you so much for your time. So Santaco emphasizes shared accountability for road safety. How can taxi operators, together with law enforcement, work more effectively in order to reduce accidents during peak travel periods such as this one?
Well, compliments to you, Gauteng, and thank you very much. Greetings to your viewers. Look, I think we already have a working formula in relation to how, as an industry, we can better work with law enforcement to see to it that South Africans are ferried in vehicles that are roadworthy, that they are ferried by drivers who are certified to be transporting them, who've also got up-to-date documentation. I think when you look at some of the work that's been done, for instance, in the provinces like Gauteng, where you've had vehicles being impounded, but also when you look at the work that we've been doing as Santaco from the 30th of November last year, where we've been going to a majority of our long-distance taxi ranks in collaboration with law enforcement, checking if vehicles don't have smooth tires, if they all have well-working safety belts. And also when you look at the statistics that have been recorded since the busy travel period started, it does appear that heightened work, which does not only wait for when it's busy like this, but which sort of commences in the beginning of every year, appears to bring about some much-needed relief.
And that's a very important point there, to say that it needs to be an ongoing process. And with that said, then, what's your view in terms of what the role of the community plays in terms of awareness and behavioral change throughout the year in improving road safety, which then in turn would impact during this busy season?
Important question. You look, one of the many things that we've been battling with for the busy festive period has been issues of, public members who are always in a rush when they come to a trip. And so when a driver stops at either a petrol station or any area that's safe to do so, to stretch their legs, it's the commuters that will be first to come and say, but we're in a hurry. We've got events to get to at home, which effectively tells you that they did not plan their travel in time. And that effectively means that if the driver is to listen to them, in keeping with the principles of a customer always being right, then there's a threat that's being posed there. So that's the first issue. The second issue, which is also very concerning, is the issue of luggages. We still have a big challenge of our commuters who carry heavy luggage. And you would know, unlike when you go to the airport and perhaps even at the bus stations, with us, the rules are a bit more relaxed. So you don't have a scale where you're told how much luggage you can bring. But we've been asking to say, let's work together. We all know that, our convenience stores and retailers are available even in our villages now. So there's no need for you to be carrying this heavy luggage. The same even now as they go back, because some are taking children with them. They're going to start school. Those that are going to institutions of higher learning as well will be traveling. We're asking them to limit as much as possible the luggages that they are carrying, just so that we help each other. A vehicle that's got too much of a load is already compromised in terms of ensuring that people arrive safely. So those are the very two important issues to say. We need for members of the public to work with us, to help us remain, especially to remind our drivers to say it's a collaborative effort. Whilst the driver would need to ensure that they drive safely, they are not fatigued, and that they treat them well, we also need them to also work with them and understand that safety at the end of the day is as a result of us having worked together.
And you touch on fatigue, and I mean fatigue and distraction are identified as leading causes of accidents among long-distance taxi drivers. What specific measures can be taken to address these issues effectively? Are there training sessions or awareness sessions that you have with drivers in ensuring that they take fatigue and distractions very seriously, especially when they're doing long-distance travel?
Look, through the Hlokomela Road Safety campaign, in addition to the awareness campaigns that we would have been doing for the most part of this busy period, is that we work in collaboration with the Transport Education Training Authority, TETA, on a continued basis throughout the year to give them these trainings, amongst other issues, inclusive of the dangers of being distracted as a driver, usage of a cell phone, and many other things, inclusive also of issues of fatigue. But look, for instance, with provinces like the Eastern Cape, the Western Cape, for the people that really drive more than 10 hours in a single trip, we, have a system in place, which is the use of reliever drivers. So each of the taxis does not leave or does not travel with just one driver, but travels with at least two drivers, so that there is a sense of relief, so that also the trip is much more optimal, whilst ensuring that, commuters don't spend too much time on the road as and when rest is needed. But one other issue that we're committing to work harder towards now is a collaboration with health care practitioners, be it from, the public as well as the private sector, to see to it that as and when we encourage them to stop, because we've been encouraging them even on the roads and some of the roads that we've been visible there in collaboration with law enforcement, to say that we have healthcare practitioners there who can do quick tests as well and give them advice, because a lot of us would know that our drivers don't always, especially around this time, get an opportunity to go see a doctor and check if their health is still in order, considering that they drive for such long distances. So definitely the usage of reliever drivers, ensuring that we continue with the training as well as the awareness campaigns, but also bringing in that aspect of working with the health sector in its great entirety, really, to see to it that we patch up where we seem to still be having challenges.
All right, Phala, thank you so much for your time. Certainly the consumer behavior also contributing to some of those factors on our roads. Thank you for joining us today. That's the Santaco National Spokesperson, Rebecca Phala.